When a crisis hits, the first thing people rush to buy is food. Grocery store shelves can go from full to empty in a matter of hours, and once that happens, panic sets in. The truth is, without a steady supply of food, survival becomes a daily struggle. That's why having long, lasting food supplies is not just smart, it's essential. We're talking about items that can sit on your shelf for years without spoiling, that can be eaten cold if necessary, and that provide the calories and nutrition your body needs to keep going. Canned meats, beans, rice, pasta, oats, peanut butter, freeze. Dried fruits and powdered milk may not sound glamorous, but in a crisis, they're worth more than gold. The beauty of shelf-stable foods is that they don't rely on constant refrigeration. If the power goes out, you're not watching your supplies rot in the fridge, you're calm because you planned ahead. Imagine a winter storm knocking out the grid for 2 weeks. You could be stuck at home while the roads are blocked and stores are closed. With long, lasting food in your pantry, you don't have to leave your home or risk your safety just to eat. You need to think in terms of volume and variety. A single 20-pound bag of rice can feed a family for weeks, but eating just rice every day will wear you down physically and mentally. Build a balanced stash: protein from canned chicken or tuna, fiber and nutrients from beans and vegetables, energy from grains and pasta, and small comfort items like coffee, tea, or chocolate to keep morale up. Don't overlook spices, salt, and cooking oil. They can turn bland survival meals into something you actually want to eat. Another key is packaging. Buy foods in sealed, moisture-proof containers or repackage bulk items into Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. This keeps pests, moisture, and mold away, ensuring your investment lasts as long as possible. And don't just buy and forget, rotate your stock. Eat from it regularly, replace what you use, and keep your reserves fresh. Here's the reality: when a shortage hits, it's too late to start preparing. You'll be standing in a line with hundreds of others, hoping the store still has something left on the shelf. Those who prepared months in advance will be at home, safe, eating a hot meal. Long, lasting food is more than a convenience, it's peace of mind. It's the difference between desperation and security when the world outside turns chaotic. Get it now while it's still easy, because the moment everyone else realizes they need it, it'll already be gone. When disaster strikes, water instantly becomes the most precious resource. You can survive weeks without food, but only a few days without water. In a crisis, the taps may run dry, municipal water may be contaminated, or access could be cut off entirely. That's why storing clean, drinkable water before September 2025 isn't optional, it's a survival necessity. The challenge is that water is heavy, takes up space, and unlike food, you can't simply cook more of it from scratch. If you don't prepare now, you could be left scrambling when everyone else is fighting over the last case of bottled water. The first step is to calculate what you actually need. A good rule is at least 1 gallon per person per day, half for drinking and half for basic hygiene and cooking. That means a family of 4 should have at least 120 gallons stored for a month-long emergency. Sounds like a lot, but there are simple ways to make it happen. Large food-grade water barrels, 5-gallon jugs, or even stackable containers can turn a small corner of your garage or basement into a life-saving water reserve. If you don't have much space, start with smaller bottles or collapsible containers that can be filled ahead of an expected event, like a hurricane. But storage alone isn't enough. You need a way to purify water in case your supply runs out, or you need to collect from natural sources. A quality gravity-fed water filter, portable straw filters, or purification tablets can make river, lake, or even questionable tap water safe to drink. Boiling is another option, but it requires fuel and in a prolonged emergency that may be scarce. Having multiple purification methods ensures you're never cornered by a single point of failure. Don't forget that water is needed for more than just drinking. Cooking, cleaning wounds, brushing teeth, and washing hands all require safe water to avoid illness. In survival situations, waterborne diseases spread quickly, and they can be just as deadly as the crisis itself. That's why keeping your water stored in sealed food, safe containers away from direct sunlight is critical. It prevents algae growth, chemical breakdown, and contamination. The truth is, people often take water for granted because it's always been there when they turned on the faucet. But when the system fails, you'll see how fast desperation sets in. Those who prepared in advance will be calm, hydrated, and thinking clearly, while others are panicked, dehydrated, and making dangerous decisions. Having a secure water supply isn't just about survival, it's about giving yourself the clarity and strength to face whatever comes next. By the time shortages hit, it'll be too late to catch up. Store it now while you can. When the world turns uncertain, food security quickly moves from being a convenience to a matter of survival. Grocery store shelves can empty in hours during a crisis, and supply chains can take weeks, even months to recover. That's why building a long-term, shelf-stable food supply before September 2025 is not just wise, it's essential. Without it, you're relying on a fragile system that can fail at the worst possible time. The key is to think beyond your current pantry and plan for foods that can last months or years without refrigeration. Freeze dried meals, canned vegetables, beans, rice, pasta, peanut butter, oats, and powdered milk are solid staples. They store well, provide calories, and are versatile for many recipes. A balanced survival pantry should include proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and essential vitamins because in stressful situations, your body will burn through energy faster than normal. When selecting foods, focus on shelf life, nutrition, and ease of preparation. In a disaster, you may have limited fuel or cooking equipment, so meals that can be prepared with minimal heat or even cold water are ideal. Freeze dried foods often rehydrate quickly, and canned goods can be eaten straight if necessary. Variety is also important. Eating the same meal every day not only wears on morale, but can also lead to nutritional gaps over time. Proper storage can make the difference between food that lasts decades and food that spoils in a year. Store your supplies in cool, dark, and dry conditions, away from sunlight and temperature swings. If possible, use airtight containers or vacuum sealing to protect against moisture, pests, and oxygen exposure. For bulk items like grains and beans, consider using Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers inside food. Grade buckets. This can extend freshness for 20+ years. Don't overlook seasoning and comfort foods. Spices, sugar, coffee, tea, and even chocolate can boost morale during hard times. Survival isn't just about calories, it's about maintaining mental resilience. A warm cup of tea or a familiar flavor can be a powerful reminder of normal life in the middle of chaos. Rotation is another crucial step. Follow the first in, first out principle. Use the oldest items first and replace them with fresh stock. This ensures your supply is always within its shelf life and ready to eat. In the end, a stocked pantry is like an insurance policy you can eat. While others may be standing in line for hours hoping for a handout, you'll have the confidence and energy to protect your family and make clear decisions. Food is more than survival fuel, it's stability, security, and peace of mind when everything else feels out of control. By preparing now, you're buying yourself time and options when they'll matter most. When a crisis hits, light becomes more than just convenience, it becomes safety, mobility, and mental comfort. In a blackout, the absence of light is more than an inconvenience. It can quickly become dangerous. Darkness makes navigation inside your own home risky. increases the risk of injury, and leaves you vulnerable to accidents or even unwanted intrusions. That's why securing reliable, long-lasting lighting before September 2025 is critical. Without it, every night becomes a struggle. The most practical approach is to build a layered lighting plan that doesn't rely solely on one power source. Battery-powered flashlights and lanterns are essential starting points, but batteries eventually run out. Stocking rechargeable lights with solar or crank power gives you an infinite backup. Headlamps, in particular, are invaluable because they free up your hands for tasks like cooking, repairing, or carrying supplies. You don't realize how much you rely on both hands until one is holding a flashlight. Candles and oil lamps, while old-fashioned, are still effective backup tools. They provide warmth as well as light and don't rely on complex technology. However, they must be used safely, always away from flammable materials and in well-ventilated areas. For a more modern and safer alternative, LED lanterns are highly efficient, producing bright light with minimal power usage. Solar-powered lights are a game changer in prolonged outages. Simple garden solar lights can be charged outside during the day and brought indoors at night, providing free, renewable illumination without draining other resources. In regions with limited sunlight, crank-powered or hybrid lanterns offer the security of light anytime you need it. Beyond visibility, light serves another important role: maintaining morale. In total darkness, time can feel endless, fear increases, and productivity drops. A well-lit space allows you to continue essential activities after sunset, whether that's reading maps, preparing food, or keeping watch. Light also serves as a deterrent against potential threats, both human and animal, that may take advantage of the cover of night. When stocking up, don't forget extra batteries, spare bulbs, and multiple charging options. Store them in waterproof containers and keep a few lighting devices in different parts of your home, vehicle, and emergency kit so they're always within reach. Ultimately, light is more than just illumination, it's psychological stability in the face of uncertainty. In a world without power, the ability to create light on demand separates those who can operate effectively from those left stumbling in the dark. By preparing now, you ensure that no matter how long the night lasts, you and your family will remain safe, functional, and in control. Clean, safe water is the single most important survival resource, and in a crisis, it's often the first to become scarce or contaminated. Without it, you have just days before dehydration sets in, and even before that, your energy, focus, and decision-making will suffer. That's why securing both stored water and reliable filtration methods before September 2025 is not just wise, it's essential. Water systems can fail suddenly, whether due to natural disasters, power outages, or supply chain breakdowns, and when they do, panic buying leaves store shelves empty in hours. The first step is to store an emergency water supply. The general recommendation is at least 1 gallon per person per day for drinking and basic hygiene, but in reality, more is better, especially if you live in a hot climate or have children, elderly family members, or pets. Large water storage containers like food-grade barrels or stackable jugs provide a stable reserve. Smaller portable bottles are useful if you need to evacuate quickly. Don't forget to rotate stored water every 6 months to keep it fresh. Storage alone isn't enough. You also need the ability to purify water from questionable sources. Rivers, lakes, and even rainwater can be life-saving, but they can also carry harmful bacteria, viruses, and chemicals. A high-quality water filter, such as a gravity-fed system or a portable straw filter, can remove most biological contaminants. Boiling is another proven method, but it requires fuel and time. Chemical purification tablets are compact and long-lasting, making them an excellent backup for when other methods fail. Consider redundancy in your water plan. Having multiple filtration systems ensures that if one fails, you aren't left without options. A gravity filter might be perfect for your home base, while lightweight straw filters are ideal for mobility. Rainwater harvesting systems, if legal in your area, can be a sustainable source of water during prolonged disruptions, provided you filter and store it properly. Water is also crucial for sanitation. In any extended emergency, the lack of clean water for washing hands, cooking, and cleaning can lead to illness that spreads quickly and can be just as dangerous as dehydration. Having a dedicated supply for hygiene helps prevent this. When water stops flowing from the tap, it's too late to start thinking about how much you need or where you'll get it. By acting now, storing enough for immediate needs, securing purification tools for the long term, and understanding how to use them, you protect yourself and your family from one of the fastest and most deadly threats in a crisis. In survival, food keeps you going, but water keeps you alive. In any serious crisis, communication becomes more than a convenience, it becomes a lifeline. When the normal channels go down, whether due to grid failures, natural disasters, or intentional shutdowns, the inability to get accurate information or reach loved ones can quickly turn a dangerous situation into a deadly one. Before September 2025, securing reliable communication tools should be a top priority for anyone serious about preparedness. In an age where we rely almost entirely on cell towers and the internet, it's easy to forget how fragile these systems are. A single major power outage or cyber attack can take them offline in minutes, leaving millions in the dark, both literally and figuratively. One of the most practical solutions is to invest in two-way radios, such as handheld ham radios or GMRS/FRS units. These devices allow you to communicate directly with others without relying on infrastructure. And with the right licensing and knowledge, ham radios can connect you to operators hundreds of miles away. Even short-range radios can be vital for coordinating within a household, neighborhood, or survival group. Make sure to keep extra batteries, solar chargers, or crank chargers so your gear remains operational no matter how long the outage lasts. Emergency radios that can receive NOAA weather alerts and public broadcasts are another must-have. These devices keep you informed about incoming storms, evacuation orders, or other threats, even when the internet is down. Many models now come with built-in solar panels and hand cranks, which make them self-sustaining over extended periods. Having access to real-time updates can help you make better decisions and avoid danger zones. Printed maps and a compass might seem outdated, but in a world where GPS could be unreliable or unavailable, they're a smart backup. Knowing how to navigate without technology ensures you can reach safety or locate essential resources without depending on electronic devices. It's also wise to establish a communication plan with your family or group in advance. Decide on meeting points, set check-in times, and create codes or signals for different scenarios. This preparation reduces confusion and panic when a crisis hits, ensuring everyone knows what to do even if direct communication is impossible. Without a way to gather information or connect with others, you're effectively blind in an emergency. The ability to listen, respond, and coordinate can mean the difference between getting to safety or being caught in harm's way. By securing alternative communication methods now and learning how to use them effectively, you give yourself an advantage that most people won't have when the silence sets in. In a collapse, knowledge isn't just power, it's survival.